Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. It's been a while, I'm sorry. I know it's not the beginning of the month, but this cover art image is what was holding me up from posting this video because I just didn't have time to sit down and draw until like a few days ago, which it's like the end of the month, which kind of sucks, but it's over and I still want to show it to you because I think that the themes are more like, I don't know, I guess influential at the beginning of the month. That's why I used to try to upload bullet journal videos a week before the month started. That way if you'd like to copy the theme, you could. But anyone who has watched my January setup knows that I have pre-planned my themes for this year. So each month has a Pokemon associated with it. I'm going to draw that Pokemon as the cover image, and then that's going to be the color scheme. So I'm gonna I'll try to show at the end of the month is what I'm thinking, to see how my process has changed. Since I'm only using the bullet journal now, it has changed a lot. My planner system includes one less book, so yeah. So basically, I'm just gonna flip through and show you what happened if I change my setup, and I'll tell you why I did that. I'll get the cat out of the way. Thank you. So this month's theme is Litten, and it's a red theme. Somehow, I have the stickers. I showed on the Sylveon one that this is a sticker that I just colored in. For some reason, the February was missing, so I had to hand letter it myself. I think I did pretty decent. It doesn't exactly match, but good enough. And I really like the way that this illustration came out. I actually drew it while in class, so there's that. These aren't relevant. This was just some notes that I took about interviewing. And then we go to the monthly page. I had some stickers, I don't know where they went, but it's like a big thing full of cat phrases, and I just took the red ones and stuck them around. This page is fairly plain because I wanted to leave room for notes in case someone said like, oh, we're thinking of meeting on the 21st, but we don't know yet, or something like that, but it turns out that I didn't need to yet, so I might retroactively go in and just fill it with stickers or drawings, but that depends on if I feel like I want to do that. And then we are here at the achievements or habit tracker page. This is turning out pretty well. I have a couple of my tasks that I'm doing really well at and a couple that I'm not doing as well at. A lot of creative things going on, which is nice, and I like to do multiple different types per day. Since crochet is my business, I have my own personal creative outlet now in drawing and sewing things for myself, so that's really nice that I have like a track of that to see that I'm not just crocheting for work, I'm also doing creative things for me. And I actually have been doing pretty well keeping up with my best and worst this month. Sometimes I get kind of off track with it because it is like the last thing that I do in the day, so if I go to sleep, then I wake up the next day and I'm on this side of the tracker and I forget to do this part, but I've been making an effort to go to that side. I have a sticky note here because my budget page is there and I don't feel comfortable showing that, but yeah. So here we go. Yes, I stuck two pages together when I didn't mean to. Okay, so here's how it started. I'm pretty sure that the first and second were in the previous month, which is kind of how it worked out for the end of this month. I've already set it up for the rest of the month, and I include the 1st of March within February just because that's what I had space for and I don't want to waste space in my journal. But yeah, I started out trying out this method where I had things that had to be done on the day that I wrote them, no matter what, and then things that would be nice to do but that didn't necessarily have to be done the day that I wrote them down, because I have a problem where I will forget things. Like I'll think in my mind, oh, I need to fix this specific garment that has a hole in it, and then I'll write it down or it's not important enough to get done on that day, so I won't write it down and then it doesn't get done. So that was me trying that out. That didn't work out too well, and I'm thinking of just having a different page for things like this, and I'll probably turn it into like a self-care page, because a lot of these things are like stuff that doesn't necessarily need to get done right away. Like this video didn't have a specific deadline. Calling this company did not like have a bearing on whether or not my other tasks would get done. Things like cleaning my room and laundry are chores, and I'm finding a different way to balance those. But yeah, that was my thought for that. I also did a bit of journaling, which was nice. And yeah, just generally doing a checklist. Over here, I experimented with adding how much time I thought certain tasks would take, and this was part of an assignment that I did for school. To get credit for your internship, you also have to do homework assignments that aren't necessarily for the company you're working for, but they're for your own development. At least at my school, we do that. So my challenge was to assign them a time, and then that way I could see, well, if I only have 15 minutes between my two classes, I might not want to do something that I know will take 15 minutes, but I could do the one that took 5 minutes. And that way I would get my work done earlier in the day and not have to worry about it. This format was kind of nice because it was very streamlined and I had a lot of room for journaling, even if it was negative. But I didn't really like how the date was taking up so much space. So I don't know. I didn't continue this after this week, but that was my weekly challenge thing. And then I remembered that I actually have stickers in my journal in the back for a reason. So I was taking them out and putting them just in places after I had already used the spread, just because it makes it cuter, it makes it easier to want to use it. I don't like when they're in the boxes. Like this one I put in after that day was over with, because it would interfere with the amount of things I could put in there. And since these are now only the things that I have to do, then like I don't have a problem with leaving them entirely open in case I have 6 things that I absolutely have to do that day, because I'm not gonna overschedule myself now that I've learned to do that. So anyway, back to the chronological order. Had a bit of journaling about the weekend because I went to a charity event with my roommate, and then I discovered that anything I needed to do could be broken into 3 categories. So I should probably divide things into the 3 categories. So we have homework, which is anything for my classes, internship, which is anything for my internship, and then etc., which is things that it kind of turns into chores because I'm not home for most of the day. I really only have a couple hours to do chores before I go to bed. So any chores that I think I want to get done on that day, I write in etc. column. This also collects things that I think would be nice to do, but only if I know that I'll have extra time at the end of the day, because I generally finish both of these categories before I go home, because I'm at school for a lot of hours a day. So these things, like this one, I wanted to make cookies that day. I knew I had all these done, so I added that I wanted to make cookies, and then I made cookies when I got home. And then I've also been crossing things out to show that they're canceled or not going to be done. So for example, this meeting, this person couldn't go, so I crossed them out because they weren't there. And because of something that happened at this meeting, we didn't end up figuring out what to do with these people, so I put an arrow to just think about it later. And this task entirely hinged on that being done, so cross it out because I'm not thinking about it just yet. Yeah, and then I liked the rounded edges. It was cute, but it was kind of time consuming to draw, and I figured the way that I did these, they're not even. And I really wanted them to be even. So this is for next week. And I really like how it came out. Although I think that I will change this so that the 9 box grid is on this side and this one will be on this side. That way, like, the weekends have less space, because since I don't have homework on the weekends, I can just have, like, okay, pretend this is over here. Instead of having a homework column on the weekend, I would just have the internship and this one, and then this would be room for stickers or drawings or just notes, or even like more things to do at home, since I usually do my chores on the weekend. Then that's probably where that will go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I did homework on this page, and then this is the only part I've done so far for March, which is just adding that sticker. And I did take those stickers and put them in my bullet journal, so even if I lend my sticker book out, no one can take those stickers. But yeah, so that was pretty much the whole thing. Yep, Litten. Good boy. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave me a comment and tell me what you're doing in your bullet journal this month. Give the video a thumbs up and share it with people who you think might like it. Maybe Pokemon fans, maybe bullet journal fans, whatever. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.